Back at it here again with the two-door, but this time I'm not gonna really talk about the two-door because I'm waiting on parts. If you haven't seen some of the stuff I've been doing to the two-door, you know, you can check out the channel. It sounds weird saying that. It sounds weird, but check out the stuff. I go and I'm pretty much bringing this thing back to life. You can see right here, hasn't been registered since 2015, so who knows, it's probably been down since 2014, 2013. But what I'm gonna go over today, I almost ran over my dog, is how I fixed false knock on my 2017 Mustang. Nothing really crazy, too much done to it. I really like how it looks appealing wide with the wheels and the wing and everything. So if you haven't seen any of this stuff on the Mustang, definitely check out some other stuff, because when the tracks open back up again, I'm actually going to start racing. But yes, I was dealing with false knock on this car. To give it a quick rundown, it's a cobrajet E85, long tubes, and that's pretty much it as far as like performance is concerned. And I was really disappointed that on the dyno it made 421 or something, which is nowhere near what this thing should make. I mean, this thing with the stock manifold and pump gas should make 420. So on a cobrajet and E85 to make the same numbers is not my thing. You can check out that video too where I put it on the dyno, and I didn't really make an update for it about me actually like fixing the issue. So what would happen is on wide open throttle, you would probably take it up and it'll be around 5,500 or so. You'll see RPM climb, and then you will see knock do the same thing. Ignition timing will go from 27, it'd see 32 degrees of timing for a brief second, and then fall on its face. So after so many freaking things of trying to find out what was going on with it, I mean, I tried everything. I can go ahead and I'll open the hood and I'll show you guys some of the stuff that I went through. I mean, it kind of sucks when you're like, you know, a technician, and then you get your butt kicked by something like this. See if I can do this one-handed. Oh, there we go. Okay. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pop it open. Yep. Oh, I'm gonna pop it open with my head. Okay. So, cobrajet, PMAS. We got the, what's going on here? Is it sliding off or something? Better not. Oh, yep, actually it moved a little bit. Got to tighten that. That's what kind of sucks on this thing too, a little bit. The clamp, you get no room to clamp it. That probably could have been the reason why my idle's been acting a little weird, but every now and then I got to check on that. UPR catch can on the side. I really hate this. This is the most jank thing that I have on here, because as I've dealt with before, the cold air intake would touch the reservoir, vibrate in such a way that it would throw, you know, some false knock readings. But the header on this side was my problem. Now, I had some heavy duty motor mounts that were in it that I can show you that are in here somewhere. I couldn't find them. They're the Steeda heavy duty motor mounts with the red inserts. I took those out and put the stock motor mounts back in and went to go data log, and still had the issue. What I did, I cut the hood more back here because it was actually making contact here. You can see it's weird that it was also making contact right here, which is so freaking weird. But whatever the case, it is what it is. So still had the issue. Clearing all that out, fixing this up here, making sure this isn't messed up, and then rats even got into my knock harness, which is under there, so I fixed that. And even before all of that, I was getting with Luntoon because they have like the $150 for a 6-month revision, and I was kind of utilizing that, and I had them, or they agreed to go ahead and desensitize the knock sensors by 1 percentage. I think it's like 10 or 15%. I don't really know the exact percentage of it. They desensitized it, went to go do a pull, same thing. At this point, I lost my mind because he told me, John Jr. was the one that I was going back and forth with. He told me straight up, he's like, dude, I got cars making like 3 times more power as you, and I don't have to desensitize this much. He's like, I'm afraid something's wrong with the motor. At that point, I wanted to give up. Literally, I was gonna just put the car, put all my stuff back into it, and just put it up for sale. Because I was not about to deal with motor issues. And I'm gonna keep it real. I do not have pockets deep enough to fix Coyote stuff. Granted, I could probably get in contact with RPG, send the block over there, have them kind of like go through it, freshen up. I mean, if it was a motor issue at that point, it could have been something like, I've seen like maybe cracked pistons that cause something weird to go on and cause like a pre-detonation kind of thing. Or it could have been something like bent valves or valves that are not sealing right. So I would have went over there like, yo, make sure it's all sealed up pretty good. The stock rotating assembly is good. You know, let that be. And if you got the heads off, you know, give it a little bit of port, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, that didn't help. What I did notice was that on cold starts, what this thing will start to do is right here on the passenger side, it will start to rattle. It would rattle like you had like an exhaust, like you had a loose exhaust clamp. And, oh man, it was, but nothing was loose. I was freaking out. I was like, what the hell's going on? So I took the O2 sensors out and I started rattling inside the bottom of the header. Now this is Cook's long tubes, which are the freaking best. The fitment's fine. I didn't have to cut anything out of the way. But what happened is that the primary, all the primaries where they lead, I can put a picture of it. All the primaries where they are, you couldn't see it, but if you rattled it and it was at the right temperature, or you hit it and it was at the right temperature, it would rattle. And I can put some pictures up right here to show you where I actually sent these out to Cooks, because they were like, yeah, it's a very known issue that these Coyotes are super sensitive, and when you have something like a rattle on the primary, the more the RPMs go up, the more that rattle is going to intensify, and the more the knock sensors are going to trip. So that was my issue. I sent the header out, they welded the primaries together, they even resurfaced the flange of where it's at. They took care of all of that. I just had to pay for shipping over there, and then they pay for shipping on the way back. So if you live somewhere around North Carolina, I think that's where they are, North Carolina, South Carolina, one of the Carolinas, NASCAR city, they'll go ahead and take care of you. I mean, Cooks does offer a lifetime warranty on that kind of stuff, so I'm really glad that they helped me out and got that figured out. So there's that. I went ahead and took the header off, put it back on, didn't change anything else. Went to go do a pull, 32 degrees of timing on E85 with 0 knock, negative the entire way. So if you're dealing with something on your car, take a look at your exhaust. Make sure you take into effect everything. People out there like YOLO Douchebag do pretty good videos on how to like decipher what's going on with it. And I think I had a good old overall experience to, you know, trying to tackle this one. So it's all done, it's figured out. Hopefully I win the raffle and get some twins on this. Who knows? We'll see. I hope this helps for you on your Mustang if you're dealing with something similar. And if it didn't, maybe give you a little bit of insight on some of the stuff that can happen if you do run into an issue like this. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.